The mainstreaming of Satanism and the mainstreaming of Luciferianism are the current dominant cultures that are being methodically and secretly constructed through an array of social engineering experiments.
Listen.
These are being perpetrated through an increasing multitude of electromagnetic and chemical weapons targeting the unaware Earth population, with the goal of mass mind control. Most people are still not able to discern the aggressive agendas hidden in plain sight that directly promote the death culture. These agendas are based upon manipulating satanic and Luciferian doctrines and ideologies, and their proponents continue to deceive the public through pushing for mainstream acceptance while denying accountability for the destructive harm caused by their actions.
Discernment is
These
recognition.
controller groups desire to make the more extreme satanic and Luciferian ideologies and their related behaviors and rituals fully mainstreamed and socially integrated.
Listen.
Thus, the agenda is to
Tasha
mainstream
K.
these practices so that they will become legally protected when their various harmful activities are openly disclosed or observed in full view of the public. This month's newsletter is intended to demystify, educate, and eliminate the many veils of confusion and the gaslighting tactics that are used by the main supporters of these dark ideologies. This is to help remove the knee-jerk avoidance and the mainstream taboo that prevents openly discussing the definition of the practices that are classified as Satanism or Luciferianism.
Pay attention. Please.
This is a very complex subject where layers upon layers of deceptions, lies, and cover stories are put in place to confuse the masses about the real source and intention behind these practices. There are many different schools of thought on the path towards achieving self-realization and greater enlightenment. There are discussions and debates on what are often referred to as the right hand and left hand path, and whether taboo types of activities can be used for spiritual benefit. However, what this newsletter attempts to define is the larger global agendas of the most powerful satanic and Luciferian practitioners, those in the power elite that have alien handlers that use these practices to directly contact the Na and conjure sorcery against the masses.
Listen, pay attention.
When attempting to describe Satanism or Luciferianism, the descriptors used are generally portrayed inaccurately to the public as delusions or fabrications of the unstable and superstitious mind, made up as purely religious constructs to control the masses through fear. That discussions about Satanism and Luciferianism are limited to conspiracy theorists, or whispered behind the closed doors of members of the clergy, exorcists, and secret societies is by design. Many people are taught to believe that these spiritual forces, rituals, and the doctrines behind them do not exist, that these forces are purely imaginary and do not have an influence in the world or on those minds that are properly educated in the hard sciences.
And they're going to penetrate
This is
you
absolutely
regardless.
inaccurate. More people need to be able to identify and recognize Satan